Good morning, Facebook. Happy Saturday. Welcome to our Beach Reads Live from New Story Community Books. Oop, I hope that it's working now. Okay, my screen just blipped, so I think that it's good to go. Well, welcome to our Beach Reads Live from New Story Community Books. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Gail. I am one of the booksellers here at New Story Community Books in beautiful downtown Marshall, Michigan. For those of you that may be joining us for the first time, we are a new and used bookstore that is located in downtown Marshall, Michigan. We have books that you can purchase in store. We can order books, both new and used, for you if we don't have something in store that you are looking for. And we can always help you to find the best gifts, bookish items for those special people in your lives, or just to treat yourself. We are for that completely as well. Let's see, like I said, we can order new and used books. You can contact a staff member about how to do that, or you can check out our website, New Story Community Book or newstorybooks.com, for our entire inventory that you can purchase that's already in store. And you can contact a staff member if you would like to order used books that we don't already have in store. If you do order through us, or if you pre-order and purchase things ahead of time, and you have over $30 worth of merchandise, you can qualify for free shipping or for free local delivery. Ooh, for free local delivery if you have over $30 worth of merchandise after all sales and taxes and all those fun things, right? If you are curious more to learn more about the local delivery and if you qualify for that, please check out our website. There's a whole bunch of zip codes that qualify, and I don't remember all of those because Gail doesn't do numbers, right? Let's see, what other things do I have to talk about? Oh, big thing now about the video itself. Today we are going to be exploring some of the what I call beachy reads that we have here currently in New Story Books, so that you can get some ideas about some things that you might want to pick up for yourself or pick up for somebody else. Because especially now that it's heating up, it is pool weather, it is beach weather, and people always come into the store asking, I just want a really good book to read at the beach. And you know what? We've got lots of books for everybody, from of all reading pleasures, all reading styles, of anything that you would like. So today we're going to stick to mostly some of the light-hearted or beach, ocean, vacation themed books. And there are more books in the list that has been created that should be in the the title of this video. And I think it's also going to be in the comments. If it's not in the comments yet, I will put it there after I'm done with all of my live stuff. But you can check out a list that doesn't just include the beach topics, I guess you could say, that I'll be covering in our live today, because I've posted in there some great nonfiction, some historical fiction, a few more thrillers, things that have been really popular that people have come back and they're like, oh my gosh, I just consumed all of this in one day by the beach or in a couple days by the pool type thing. So you can check out that list so that you can get some more ideas. But like I said, today's stuff is all going to be very ocean slash lake themed for the ones I'm going to show you, but I'll also talk about some other ideas that you might, or some other titles by some of those authors that you may be interested in checking out, even if they're not specifically beach themed, right? So for today, if you would like to claim something live, you can go ahead and put it in the comments, and we will put that book aside for you. We have these books obviously right here in store. And then if you are watching on replay, you can go and you can order them through the link that's in the site, or you can reach out to our staff and we can talk to you about your purchasing options too. So I am not going to be wearing this entire getup because it's hard enough for me to see the screen as is, but I just thought I'd want to celebrate a little bit of beach themes. I'm going to take this off now so I can actually, see things. Oh, stay there. We'll see, my hat might fall. That's fine. I can fix my hair a little bit. Okay, so we are going to be talking about this side. This side's the funky one. All right, we are going to start off with a very, very popular beach read because it's actually also called Beach Reads, right? So this is one of our most popular authors for like the romance genre and for like lighthearted reads. So this is by Emily Henry. So she has written 3 pretty popular books so far. This is one of her first ones, Beach Read. This is a lighthearted romance, especially for those of you that don't really like the I would say maybe overly ironic romances. I don't know. I am not a romancy schmancy person. Anybody who knows me and knows my reading habits can attest that I am not somebody who likes the romancy schmancy. And I just read an Emily Henry book, her most recent one, Book Lovers, and I actually liked it, which that is saying something when Gail likes a romance novel. So this is a couple of people who they meet up and they're complete opposites. Shock, right? That never happens in romance novels. They're complete opposites in the things, in their goals, in their personalities, their likes and dislikes, but they start to spend more time together, and then they start to, with the romancy schmancy, let's say, setting of the beach, they start to fall for one another. But of course, there's problems that arise because that always happens in romance novels too, right? So if you are interested in purchasing Beach Read, this is a soft cover. It is $16. You can get it new. We do not have any used copies in store of this book, but if you're interested in researching or having us research those for you and seeing if you can find it, you can just message our staff either here on Facebook, or if you send us an email, it's even easier because then anyone can access that. So Beach Read is a great beach read. And so for those of you, if you're interested in other books by Emily Henry, these are the other two, these are the other two books that we have in store by her. This is this one's her most recent. Oh my goodness, everything is backwards. I have to still get used to that. Her most recent, Book Lovers. This is the one I read, and I could handle it, so that's saying something about romantic fantasy books. But if you want another lighthearted, vacation-based book, right, with some romantic schmancy and people need vacations, another really great book, a great option for you. So while Emily Henry is one of my first to recommend for a lighthearted beach read, there are a few other authors that are pretty prolific in books that I would say are very beach themed and beach related. One of those is our dear friend Susan Mallory. So a lot of books that Susan Mallory writes are lovely and lighthearted, just good quality books that have a little bit of family type stuff in that, a little smidgens of romance that pop in, but they're often set in lovely beachy towns, as you can tell by the cover of this one. So if anyone's going on a summer getaway or wants to read about a summer getaway, this would be a great title for you. Like I've said, a lot of books by Susan Merrill. I'm going to show you another one. I'm not going to talk much about it, but are set in beach settings, right? And so they're good ones for when you're lounging on the beach. Everything just blends in, right, guys? Let me verify that this is the one I was thinking of. Yes. So the protagonist of this, she has just gone through some major life changes, and so she tries to get herself into a getaway so that she can kind of escape some of those, but still some of the drama and family things follow her to that, and so she's got to work through all of those things. So if you are interested, this is a hardcover. We do not have this in softcover, and we don't have this book in used right now, but it is $27.99. So for Susan Mallory's The Summer Getaway. We also have Susan Mallory's The Boardwalk Bookshop, another very similar lighthearted summery read. So if you're interested in that, it's a soft cover at $16.99. So you can check that out on our link, order through our website, or you can claim live. So this book is a brand new release, and it's not a debut because she's written other things, but I think that this is new for the beach vibe from this author. We've got Mustique Island. For a second, I thought it said Manistee Island because I'm from the UP, and so that was what I automatically went to. But it is not Mustique Island. It is still, even though it's not set in Michigan, it's still a really great read for those that want to read about a getaway, right? So this one has a little bit more, I wouldn't say necessarily darkness, but a little bit more drama and edginess to it than one of our lighthearted reads like we've seen in the past couple of books. So this is about, there's some scandal that's involved with this. Some royalty is involved with this. They're trying to avoid some of that scandal. And of course, more mischievous things happen when they get to Mustique Island. And it's just a really good page turner. This is a good beach read for anybody who likes to have a little bit of drama in the things that they read. And it's not all just, I would say, not all just fluff. right? So there's a little bit of thinking, a little bit of determining, and a little bit of engaging, like trying to figure out what's going to happen next that's going on in this book. So this is by Sarah McCoy. It's a hardcover, $27.99. So if you're interested in this book, you can comment live, or you can order it through our website or learn more about it there. All right. So I had never heard of this one, but when I walked into the store today, I was like, hey, you know what? This one fits the theme of beach reads because it is aptly titled The Shore, right? I'm going to close this because it's blocking some of my camera here. Stop telling me things. It's called The Shore by Katie Rundy. And so this is a little bit, it doesn't have quite the edginess, I would say, of the last book, but it does still have some family drama. This one's a little bit more family based. The other one had a little bit more, or the Mystique Island had a little bit more of the of romance in there, but also like lots of big problems that show up with some of those romance and some of the behaviors of the people that are in the book, right? So this is a book that's set after after summer has ended, and it's from a family that they own like some tourist catering businesses, and so then this is their life beyond that time, and so some of the problems that arise within their family, the things that they have to deal with. So if you are interested in a not quite so edgy, but just a good, it ends up having you feel good family drama stuff that happens with this. Sorry, something's popping up on my computer and I had to fix it. Then you can order The Shore by Katie Rundy. It is $26.99 for this hardcover. We do not have this used in stock, but you can order it through our website, or you can comment below if you are interested in The Shore. So this book has been pretty popular for, I would say, about a year, and it just has one of the most gorgeous covers I've ever seen, and it gives all the beach vibes. So it's called Malibu Rising. What is more beachy than Malibu? Right, guys? By Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's written several other books, including The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which we do not have in stock. I know, guys. I keep getting asked every single time. It keeps selling out. We will get it back in stock. You can order that through our website too. So this is her book that she released most recently, I think. I can't think of another one that might have come after it. If I'm mistaken, it's entirely possible. But this one still, we get a lot of requests for this one. So this is set in the 80s, and so there's a end of summer party that occurs, and of course there's some interesting drama that arises within this one. So this one has a little bit of edginess, kind of like Mystique Island. It's not quite so family based. There's a lot more I would say more relational issues that occur in this book. It's also by the author of Daisy Jones and the Six, which was pretty popular as well, but like I said, Seven Husbands has blown up recently thanks to our good friend TikTok, right? This is a soft cover. It is $18, so if you're interested in purchasing this book, you can comment below. Or you can go to our website. We do not currently have this one used in store, unfortunately. Boo, right, guys? But Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid is another great beach read. So we don't have anything used by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but we also have, this is another one of her books that might be fun to read, On the Shore, One True Loves. This one's the author, or The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, so this was actually released after that had blown up again, right? But this one is a little bit, this one has a little bit of sad things that happen in this, so only read this one if you're ready to cry, guys. So another new release that is all the beachy vibes, and I think I've shown this one before because the cover is just gorgeous, right? But we've got Emily Giffen, who is a great lighthearted author. I often associate her with like the lovey-dovey, romancy-schmancy, everything feels good by the end, right? But this is her most recent book, Meant to Be. Look at that beautiful, beautiful cover art, guys. Let's just appreciate that for a moment, right? This is much more lighthearted. This one does have a lot more romance in it. Let me verify that this is the book I'm thinking of because there's a lot of them. Yes. Yep. So you've got some family scandal that has occurred towards the beginning of the book, and so our heroine is trying to escape that, and then of course she meets somebody, and then they hit it off, and they start to understand each other, and all the things that make Gail want to vomit. Right, but anyway, if you like romancy schmancy books, definitely check out Emily Giffin. Check out this copy of Meant to Be. We have a couple of these in store. This is $28. We do not have this in used in store, but if you're interested, you can comment below, or you can go to our website. So we do have one other book by Emily Giffin. I think we might have a couple of used of hers as well. I didn't see them on the shelf where I looked, but I'm thinking that we might have a couple in used in romance. I was looking in just the fiction section, but we do have another one of her books, The Lies That Bind. Right, so this will be another one if you're interested. $28 by Emily Giffin. So if you like her books, or if you end up liking Meant to Be, then this might be another one that you'd be interested in. Another quintessential, I would say, author. When people say, I want a beach read, I'm like, have you ever tried? I might butcher her name because I've never actually heard it said in real life besides me saying it. So I say Jennifer Weiner. I don't know if it's Weiner, I don't know. But this lady, right? She writes a whole bunch of very lighthearted summery reads, and this is her most recent one called The Summer Place. Right, look at that. I'm sure many of us are going to be lounging in the pool or at the beach in hats kind of like mine, right, and in with a relaxed pose such as this is her most recent release, but a lot of her stuff, I would say, there's more hijinks, there's more drama, but not like the kind that makes you like, ooh, not that kind of drama, right? The kind that makes you feel like, oh my goodness, how are they going to get out of this, or how are they ever going to get along? Let me verify that this is the right book that I'm thinking about. Yes. So this is, yep. So this is actually set post-pandemic. So if anybody's not ready to read about things like that, this is set post-pandemic, and does reference those things. And so it's just about some of the family dynamics that have changed after the pandemic, and trying to get back to determining a new normal, especially with there's a wedding involved and plans for the wedding, and then just some family members that pop out of the woodwork that haven't been seen in a while. So if you are interested in a great, more lighthearted beach read, you can check out The Summer Place by Jennifer Weiner. It's $28.99. It's a hardcover. We do not have this book in used by her, but if you are interested in this author, we do have several of her books in used. So this is one of her other more recent releases. This one is used. It's $5.95. Right, this is everything. And then this one is very beach related, right? The next best thing. This one's also $5.95 hardcovers. You can't get much better than that. They're in basically new condition, so they're pretty great condition, right, for a cheap price. So if you're interested in checking out Jennifer Weiner and you're not Weiner, whatever her last name actually is, you don't want to buy the full price book, check out some of these to see if you like her writing style. This is another book that wasn't originally on my list. I'm going to make sure it's on this after. But when I saw it in the bookstore, I'm like, they can't get much beachier than that. So we've got Welcome to the School by the Sea by Jenny Colgan, which is the first book in the School by the Sea series that she has written. And so this is very much more lighthearted than some of the other books that I've shown you. There's not a whole lot of edginess to this. Of course, there's new problems because there's always going to be a problem in the book. Otherwise, there's no plot, right, guys? But so we've got our heroine who has gone to a new school that is by the sea, right? And she needs to find some new friends while she's there. And as they go through, they try to, or as she goes through this new school experience, she tries to make friends. There's people who want to be her friend, people who don't necessarily want to be her friend, right? And then just also just getting used to the new setting and the new romances that are occurring throughout this, or trying to figure out if old romances are something that she wants to continue with. So this is a soft cover at $16.99. And there are other books in the series that I'm not sure if they're all out yet. There's only one that's listed on the back, but this is the first. So if you want to start a new series of lighthearted books, you could check out Jenny Colgan's School by the Sea series and Welcome to the School by the Sea. We do not have this in used, and we don't have other books by her in used as far as I know. But you can contact us about ordering this, either comment below or you can go to our website to order this book. Alrighty. So I know a lot of people do come in and they want something very, very lighthearted and they want something romancy schmancy. I have not read this book because like I did my one romance novel for the summer. I don't think I can do any more, guys. That's as much as cynical Gail can handle, right? But this one just came out and I'm like, I thought this was super stinking cute on that cover. Look at that. Hook, line, and sinker. How beachy is that, right? By Tessa Bailey. This is a fairly recent book. It's a rom-com, definitely a rom-com. So there's romance in it. It's very lighthearted. Also probably has a little bit of spiciness to it for those of you that like books a little bit of spicy in it. But it's two people that they're just friends, right? They're just friends. She's actually not interested in him, but he's giving her a place to stay. She's crashing his spare room and all of those. And then, you can probably start guessing. And all the things, right? I can guess the romance trope. But if you want something that's predictable, that's got a lot of witty banter, and that's got just a cute story, feel-good story towards the end, you can check out Tessa Bailey's Hook, Line, and Sinker. It is $15.99. It is softcover. She also wrote It Happened One Summer, which we don't have that one in stock, but I have seen that cover. We've had it before, and it's been a pretty good seller. So if you like another summertime beachy read, check out books by Tessa Bailey by Tessa Bailey. So we don't have any books by this author in news, which I was very shocked about. But this is another one of my quintessential beach reads authors. It's Ellen Hildebrand. If you've never checked out any of her books before, she writes, I would say, probably like 90% of the books and anything she writes is set in summertime, beach time, beach town, lake house type stuff. So Ellen Hildebrand, all the books we have currently in store by her are used, so they're all pretty great price. This is The Matchmaker, and this one's only $6.95 for a hardcover in pretty darn good condition, I tell you what. So with this one, this is family based. A lot of Ellen Hildebrand stuff has family growing together type storylines, feel good type stuff. There's a little bit, of course, romancy drama that shows up in there because that usually happens with summer stuff, right? But this is a really good beach read book. It even says on the back, it says, based off of the Detroit Free Press from whenever this was written. When it comes to summer reading, few things are as enjoyable as a beach book by Ellen Hildebrand. You practically smell the salt air the minute you open her books. The detail is that authentic. So if you like books that make you feel like you're at the beach if you're not at the beach, or if you want one to help you with getting into the beach vibe while you're there, check out Ellen Hildebrand's books. We have The Matchmaker by her in store and used. And we also have, in softcover, we've got Barefoot, we've got Silver Girl, and we've got 28 Summers, which this one I've heard a lot of really good things about. So if you're interested in any of those, check out on our website. You can check in our list, or you can contact us if you're interested in anything by Ellen Hildebrand. So another really good author that I often recommend to people want a feel-good book, a book with some family things in it, and also just something that's lighthearted to read at the beach and just get engrossed in, is Kristen Hanna. I'm sure many of you have heard of Kristen Hanna. She does have Firefly Lane was just released on Netflix. She has The Nightingale, which I think is going to be a film. I thought maybe it is a film. I get that one and the Anthony Doerr book confused all the time because they have the same type of cover. But anyway, she is a really good author for anything that would be more family based. And it does have hints of romance because lots of these books do. But this is called Summer Island. And so this is about a woman who is struggling from a previously broken relationship and trying to put her life back together. And so she ends up meeting up with old friends because she goes back to where she grew up, right, to the Summer Island where she grew up. And then she starts to determine, after a brutal betrayal, then she starts to determine what are her next steps for herself, right? So this is a used book. We do not have this book in new. We have a couple of books by Kristen Hanna in new. We've got The Great Alone. We've got Nightingale in new by her currently. But this book is a softcover. It is only $4.95, originally $17, and it is pretty much like new condition, right? So if you're interested, you can order on our website. You can contact us, or you can check out the list because I will make sure it's on the list after this live if it's not already there. Yep, we do have Firefly Lane. If you did read or did want to read the book that inspired the Netflix show, this one is new. We don't have it in used. It's $17.99. Right, another one that I hadn't seen previously, but when I walked in, I said, "Ooh, that's a new release," and it's got a lot of beachy vibes to it. It's called "It All Comes Down to This" by Therese Ann Fowler. Ooh, that's a lot of syllables. And this is another one of those family-based novels. A little like undertones of romance in there, but it's definitely more about the family growing together. Another feel-good type book. Let me verify that this is the right one. Yes, siblings. Yep. So this is a sister book. So there are 3 different sisters with very different lives, and then they all get together and start to meld, I could say, meld their lives with one another. And then, of course, they have to deal with some of the things that have occurred in their past while they're all getting together during, I think it's summer. Is that right? Yes. Yes, they get together in the summer house. Yes, that's what it was, right? So they get back together in their summer house from their childhood and start going through old memories and just getting back on the same page, no pun intended with books, right? So this is a hardcover. It is $27.99 if you're interested in purchasing. It all comes down to this. You can comment below or you can check out the list and you can order this in our website. We do not have this in used yet, but you can keep checking back or you can check and see if we can get it used. Since it's so new, it probably will be better option for you to order it new though. Okay. So this is another newer release. It's called Fellowship Point by Alice Elliott Dark. I have not heard of this author previously, but when I was putting together this list, I saw this book, and it's another one that is about a family summer home in a small town. And this is another, I would say, this has a little bit more edginess and drama in it than some of the like Ellen Hildebrand or like Susan Mallory. This one has a little bit more deep thinking stuff that's going on in this. Let me verify that this is the book that I'm thinking of. Yes, it is. So we've got a children's author who she is getting up in age, and so she's trying to determine what's going to happen with her summer home. And so there's some reliving memories that goes on with this, and some drama that goes along with trying to determine what you're going to do with the home. But if you are interested in a book that is set, I think in Maine, is that right? A lot of these are set either in Maine or they're like in Florida. Nope, this doesn't tell me. Oh, it is. Yep, Maine. Look at that. Maine coastal peninsula. Apparently, Maine is great for beaches, guys. Right. But if you are interested in purchasing Fellowship Point, it is $28.99. Another great beach read. It's a new release as well. We do not have this in used, but you can check with us if you're interested. This is another book that wasn't originally on my list, but when I came in to work, I saw, hey, look at this. This is another one that looks pretty beachy, right? So we've got Deep Water by Emma Bamford. I was making sure it wasn't an N. Bamford. This is not just a lighthearted and fun little novel, though, guys. This has some thriller elements and mystery elements to it, right? So if anybody wants a beach read that isn't all light and fluffy and all about family drama and love, this would be a book for you. Okay, this is there's some murder mystery type stuff that's going on in there. You've got sailing that occurs. And they are in they're in a remote island place. So They're dreaming of a remote island paradise. Be careful what you wish for is the first start of this. So paradise is not always what it seems. Okay. If you are interested in this book, it is a hardcover. We do not have it in used. It is $28 for this, so you can check out the list. You can order it through our website, or you can comment below if you are interested in purchasing Deep Water by Emma Bamford. So this is another book that I saw when I walked in today, and I'm like, oh, it's got a cute cover. I need to show this one because this one looked very beachy as well. This is called Flying Solo by Linda Holmes, who also wrote Evie Drake Starts Over, which was very popular for us a few years ago, I would say, last year, 2 years ago. Decently recently, if I remember the book, right? This is another light-hearted book. This one doesn't have any edginess in it, so it is very different from the last book that we looked at. So this is about a woman who goes, hey, she goes to Maine, guys. Right. She goes to Maine to go through a recently deceased relative's materials, things that are left over, and she finds something she finds a duck, I think, a mysterious duck within her aunt's, I think it's her aunt. Am I right? My name's right? Yeah, great Aunt Dot. I love that. I love that. She finds a duck that's in there, and so she wants to learn a little bit more because it's really interesting. She wants to learn a little bit more about what the history of that is, and then more questions keep coming up as she delves deeper than answers, as sometimes happens. So it's a very much more lighthearted. It's a little bit of family in there as well, dealing with some of those themes. So it is not going to have any there's no murder mystery stuff for this. This is very much a lighthearted read. So if you want something that you're just going to be a lighthearted absorbed in, and it's a feel-good book, then check out Flying Solo. We do not have this in used. It is $28. You can order through our website, or you can check out the link. So we've had this book for a little bit, and I have really appreciated it because I just think it's a good family ties, like a family binds book is how I would describe it. So this is called Raft of Stars, by Andrew J. Graff. And so it's set in the 90s, and so this has some like young kid relationships, some friendships that occur, and then there's two kids that are in the book, and they're best friends, and then there's an accident that occurs, and so then people are trying to figure out what actually happened. So this has a little bit more edginess to it. I wouldn't say it's quite necessarily a murder mystery, but there's a little bit more edginess to this than like a Susan Mallory or Ellen Hildebrand novel. And so they're trying to figure out what happened to the kids, where they are, and there's a lot of just dealing with some of the family ties, I would say, within this. So if you were interested, this is a soft cover. It is $16.99. We do not currently have this in used. You can order Raft of Stars either in the list or on our website, or you can comment below. So we have a really, really popular book for us, especially being here in Michigan, and a great Michigan author is Ellen Airgood, and this is her novel South of Superior. This is my go-to when people say, I just want something that I'll be able to get into, that's not going to make me, it's not going to make me sad, it's going to make me happy. It's just a good, cozy book. So if you're interested in a cozy book to read while you're lounging by the pool, or if you are lounging on the beach, right, South of Superior is a really solid novel for that. So it's actually, oh my goodness, excuse me. It is set in Michigan's Upper Peninsula over by Lake Superior, which I'm from the Upper Peninsula, for those of you that don't know. And so it is definitely a family and a friendship book. There's no deep darkness in this. It's just a good, wholesome, feel-good book. And so learning more about family and who actually is family and what it means to be family throughout this. We do not have this one in used currently. We just have it in new, but it is $16. It's a soft cover. But if you like lighthearted, feel good. No, I wouldn't say lighthearted, but feel good books. South Superior is a great book for you to read on the beach. So you can check this out on the list, or you can check it out in our website, or comment below right now. So I just actually saw this book a couple days ago, so I don't think it's quite on the list. I'm going to make sure it's on there after the side though. We've got Island Queen by Vanessa Riley. And so this would be a good one for those who like historical fiction. So we've got a beautiful cover, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. So this is set in the, let me get, yeah, 18th century. Set in the 18th, so 1700s, right? In the 18th century, and we have a girl who was born into slavery, and she earns her freedom, and then she ends up working her way up in society, so that she's able to be much more successful throughout all of this. And yes, so it's set in the Caribbean. That's what it is. I'm like, it's set in the Caribbean. That's why it's Island E, right? So if you are interested in something, I wouldn't say this is lighthearted in any way, shape, or form, but it is historical, and it does have like an empowerment and a girl power type theme. So if you're interested in Island Queen by Vanessa Riley, it is $16.99. It's a soft cover. We do not currently have this in use currently. Okay, I did see it. It's in one of the stacks to be processed. So if you are interested in this book new, or if you are interested in getting it used, you can message us. You can comment below, and we can see about getting that for you. So this is a good historical novel for those who are sitting on the beach. So I know I do have some people who like beach reads, but they also like a little bit of the sci-fi and fantasy aspect, and none of the books that I've shown you so far have any sci-fi and fantasy. This one does. So this one has been out for a little bit. It's The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I don't know if I said that right. Once again, this is only I've ever read it. I've never actually heard it said in person. So this is a story about a boy who is born into slavery, and he's separated from his family, and then he has powers that that he discovers, and set in down south. Yeah, sorry, there's people outside. He has powers that he discovers, that he's able to control water, and so he starts to work underground to try to find his family, and tries to help other people find their families. So if you're interested in something with some drama and a little bit of magical, mystical elements, right, you can check out The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. We do not currently have this one in used. It is $18, but it has been out long enough that we could probably order it for you use. So you can comment below if you are interested in this book, or you can check out our website or check out the list. All right, so this is an author that we have had a hard time with keeping on the shelves. If anyone comes in, they say, I want a really popular book, a really good book that I'm just going to dive right into, and they like romancy schmancy, I usually bring them to Colleen Hoover, who has been super popular for us as of late. This is one of her more I see more requested titles, reminders of him. So this is one that has just been she's just blown up all over TikTok, book talk, all the things. So she has lots of romancy schmancy books, but they also have darker, deeper twists. So this is not necessarily, I wouldn't say lighthearted. It's not lighthearted, but you are definitely going to get into this. So our heroine, she was incarcerated, and so now she's trying to rebuild her life after that incarceration. Of course, she meets somebody who gets her, and they start to form a connection and all of those things despite all the odds against them. So if you are interested in a really engrossing and a book that you're just going to whip right through and want to read it in one sitting on the beach, right, check out anything by Colleen Hoover. We currently have reminders of him in store. We have a few others. We do not have any of hers in used in store, but keep checking back. This book is $15.95. So if you're interested, you can check out the list, or you can comment below, or you can order through our website. All right, I'm going to cheat a little bit with this last one because it's not actually beach related, but it is such a fun premise that I think that anybody would really enjoy reading it by the beach or by the pool. So we've got Counterfeit by Kristen Chen. This has been a very popular book for us as well. Look at that, it's a Reese Book Club pick. Not why I picked it, but I think that's really interesting. So this is about a woman who's looking kind of for a get-rich-quick scheme. She has somebody out of her past, out of the blue, contacts her and asks if she wants, wants to make a little bit of money on the side. And so they start creating counterfeit designer purses. And so they get really, it gets very gets very popular, right? Um, and she starts making a lot of money with this and building, and suddenly the friend that contacted her vanishes. And so then our heroine has to deal with all the fallout of that. So if you are interested in counterfeit, we do not currently have it in use. It is $27.99. It is on the list on our website. You can comment below if you are interested in this book, or you can check us out. Check it out on our website. All right, guys. Well, that's all that I have for you guys today. You can check out all of these books are going to stay up on the shelf here behind me in the store. So if you want to come check out, see what we still have in stock. And other books that I didn't get to, you can check out the shelf. Check out the list that's on our website that has a whole lot of other books that I couldn't get to today or that didn't have fully beachy themes, but I thought we would be really appreciative for people who like different genres to read at the beach. A couple of things to remind you guys of. We have our sale for buy one, get one 50% off of all adult nonfiction. That ends today, so make sure that you get into the store or you order online. And next week we have our sale buy one, get one 50% off of all of our used books. So make sure that you stock up on used books in our store next week. A few other events. There's a vintage market going on in downtown Marshall today on July, what day's 9th? July 9th, down by the fountain. So go check that out for some cool antique finds. And you should also make sure that you come out next week, Saturday, the 16th, for the Market on Main here in downtown Marshall. They're going to shut down the street. There's going to be a whole lot of fun activities and games. All the stores are going to have some cool sales going on and activities. Make sure you check out our book themed activity that we'll be doing. There'll be some fun music. There's going to be alligators, I've heard. So come on out, check out all the fun things that are going to be happening in downtown Marshall on the 16th. Make sure that you get signed up for our newsletter so you can hear about all of our sales, all of our deals, and all of the fun activities that we've got going on. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you like and share this video. Tag your friends that like beach reads, and I look forward to talking with you guys next week about some, it'll either be, I'm not sure, it'll either be about retellings or it'll be about historical fiction. Bye, guys.